Hey folks, welcome back to our part 3 video. Now the very first thing I want to do is just share with you sort of where we're at, and then we're going to do a couple of tests and see how far along we can push the results here. Now the nice thing is we've got a speed 45 out of 100 and a desktop speed 54 out of 100. The really cool thing is our user experience is actually 88 out of 100, so that's a really nice thing to see. That means we could speed some things up, but the experience that the end user is actually having, at least considered by Google, is a good one. Now, I wanted to show you in a browser what happens when we move scripts to the bottom of the page. Sometimes, and this may not happen with your site, but I'm going to show you one of the possible stumbling blocks that you may not see right away, and that is when you move the jQuery script to the bottom of your page, any other scripts that require jQuery, any other scripts that are running that require jQuery to be loaded first, they may load higher up in the page, and we're going to have to move those scripts also to the bottom. And here is an example. We're using a Bootstrap template. We've moved jQuery to the bottom of the page, but the JavaScript for Bootstrap is still loading up above it. And here's what happens is we get this sort of goofy, ugly looking menu because the menu is not going to render because jQuery, the menu for jQuery is loaded before the jQuery file itself. Gets a little confusing. I'm going to show you a fix for it, which is going to simply simplify things a whole bunch. In our pages, we can do a couple of things here. I'm just going to quickly roll down to the bottom of this page right here, the one we were looking at. And here is now, this is where we're loading jQuery in here, and the menu is actually loading in up at the top of the page right here. This is where our menu script is loading in right here via an include page. So we need to take the script from the menu include page and make sure that it's loading after. We can do this in one of two ways. We can actually put the script physically at the bottom of the page after jQuery is loaded right here through the DWT. So we could do this. We could go to our library file, and you do this in Dreamweaver or you do this in Microsoft Expression. You're going to go to your library file, you're going to go into your shared folder and your menu top, and at the very bottom of the menu top page you're going to see a script tag right here, and it's going to close off with a script tag right here. Okay, and then you have these two additional ones right down here as well. We're going to leave the final one, but we're going to take everything up here. So we're going to, where it says do not edit past this point, we can take this script right here and the second script right after it. When I say second script, the one that has the drop down menu in the middle with the stop propagation, we're just going to remove it from the menu top page and save. We're going to go to our template DWT. We're going to open it up, go down to the very bottom. We see here where jQuery is loaded, and now what we can do is we can actually, anywhere after jQuery, right, we can actually load in. But as this is a Bootstrap menu, we have to load it after Bootstrap as well. So this is something I wanted to just point out. So we have to find Bootstrap and paste those two scripts in and save and update our site, and that is one way of doing it. Okay, we can load it right into the DWT, right? And if you're not using a DWT, you can just load it right into your pages individually, right? Seeing as how we're working with a template that uses a dynamic web template page, it saves us a little bit of time. If we had 100 pages in our site, we could easily update all those pages just by doing that instead of going into each individual page. But the key being is I happen to know that the script for the menu relies upon jQuery, and I should have mentioned it does rely upon Bootstrap as well, so we need to load that particular script after those other two. All right. Now the other thing we can do is we have a special functions file right here. We could also load the scripts themselves into the special functions file. So let's just take that out of our DWT. I'm going to save this, because special functions pretty much in all of our templates. So basically if you just work on the regular website, if you have a script file that loads after your jQuery, and in this case any other scripts that require the function that you're using, you can load it in there. So we have a special functions. We can actually take our site, our styles, here's our special functions right here. We can go to the very bottom and give ourselves a little bit of space and put it in here, and all we have to do is just get rid of the script tags, because we don't need these script tags when we are inside an actual JS script itself. And now we can just save this, and we can save our index page, and that would solve the issue as well, because we're taking that particular menu script, we're putting it into a different script that loads after jQuery and Bootstrap. So in our index page now, I'm just going to save this. What we should see down here is we have jQuery loading in, then we have Bootstrap, and then we have special functions, and the special functions now have the menu and the drop-down code or coding for the drop-down menu. So if we were to preview a page, boom, there you go, and now our menu works just as it used to, because all the proper scripts that menu requires are now loading in the proper order.